Hello. Hello. We're
Hello.
walking, I think. Maybe we're just like, I don't know, playing patty cake?
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get their footsteps to stop.
Here too, huh?
Okay. They are no longer plodding along the
And,
floor.
or playing patty cake. Or
They could have been
walking
doing
while
either
playing
one.
They could have been doing both, yeah.
So tell me, do you remember what we were doing last time? I know that was like a week
Uh,
ago for us.
yeah, last time, we were going into the different, wait. No, I don't remember, actually. I
We
thought I
were
did, but I
in
don't.
the operating room with Clover and Seven.
Oh, yeah! Okay, yep.
Huzzah. And now, presumably, we are going to meet up with the rest of them.
Every door in this place is locked up tight.
How about that one?
And they're running again. The final door was hidden in a corner of the hall.
May as well give it a try.
Money on giant hospital room?
I don't know that we're going to be going back to the hospital room again. You know what? Okay, fine, sure, yeah. Let's for the sake of the story, maybe because we have to find Snake still. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose they never found him in this route then. Yeah, because we didn't go into door 3 this time. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Well, I mean, if they don't go into door 3 in any of the other timelines, then I have honestly no idea, like, what the story I mean, I guess maybe he just becomes a missing person and they just never find him. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? Let's find out.
Junpei grabbed the handle. As he made to push it open, a voice stopped him. The voice came from behind him and belonged to neither Seven nor Clover.
Jumpy!
Hey, she's back. He spun around. He saw someone running toward him from the other end of the hallway. There were 3 people coming toward Junpei and his companions.
June? And Santa. And Lotus, too.
The gang's all here. They pulled up short in front of Junpei, breathing hard.
Whoa! What the hell is this?
The
Hey, it's
reunion.
Joey Wheeler. We haven't seen him in so long.
Yeah, not since. Well, I guess we haven't seen Joey Wheeler since the shower room, but.
Hey, I remember the shower room. You know what I'm saying, you?
Uh,
What are you doing here?
What? But we didn't.
That's my line. Before he could finish, Clovis spoke.
Hey guys, could you come take a look at this?
She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found.
Look on the wall here.
There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway.
A map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
Yeah, it's the C-Deck map. I think we found that last time, too.
So it's the map for
think-
this floor then?
It's the map for the deck labeled C, which is the floor that we are currently on.
Yes.
The C deck.
Oh,
A map
boy.
of the ship's interior.
Door 7. And.
Hey, look, there's door 7. You remember door 7?
Hold on one.
Door 8.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah,
They
door
both
8.
eventually end up at this hallway.
You remember door 8? Those were good times, good times. In fact,
Yeah.
Great
Isn't
times.
that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. And that's how the nonary game works.
yeah, he would know. He's an expert.
I see.
Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again.
Wait a sec.
Wait a
Hey,
sec.
could this lead to.
As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness.
Oh,
You've got to be kidding me.
One by one, the others saw what he'd seen.
We may as well go.
Yeah.
They moved as one for the door.
Oh, almost forgot. We should keep this.
Yeah, who knows? I might want to look at that at some point. Not. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off of the wall, put it in his pocket, and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
Slowly, all 5 nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. Ooh, Black Void, my favorite.
That's what my soul is made of. So
Hey, concerning.
hey, normal.
They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were.
I knew it.
They were just where the map had said they would
We're
be.
back.
We're home. Did
in
you
the
miss
hospital
us?
room.
Okay, I lost a bet. Well, actually, I didn't take that bet, but we can say
Wah-wah.
that I lost it like just
Just a little bit.
I
just a little
see.
bit, yeah.
I believe I understand what you're saying. The 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through doors 7 and 8.
Yeah, that
You
sounds
solved
about
the
right.
puzzles in the operating room and the laboratory,
Spoiler alert! Gosh.
and then met one another in the hallway after opening your respective locked doors.
Can't believe he would spoil us like that.
I can. He
Oh.
is 0 after all.
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
Or are you?
Or am I?
He looked like anyone might after only just waking up, but it seemed that his brain was working as well as ever. He had managed to grasp, summarize, and understand each team's report.
At any rate, I feel a bit silly for my little show of altruism. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Yeah. Ace shook his head with a rueful smile.
Well, we saw each other again and we ain't dead, so I say that's good enough.
7 smiled.
Anyway, I say we get out of this creepy old place. We found the key we need.
The key?
Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating
Oh
room.
yeah, I think that's in my pocket.
Right, Junpei?
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
Oh, the solar system keys. We found a couple more in the laboratory in the kitchen.
Ooh.
Here, the Earth key and the Saturn key card.
And with that, she pressed them into Junpei's hand. The metal key had the Earth symbol on it, and the key card had the Saturn symbol on it.
I might lose it. It's probably better if you hold on to it. That way it won't be my fault if it gets lost.
And now we know why. Okay.
Yeah. On it.
How nice of you, Lotus. Junpei felt slightly less than honored.
Now we have 3 keys that we haven't used yet.
Yeah. The
You know
Jupiter
what?
key
I
that
think
we
I'm
found in
starting
the
to get a bigger
operating room.
picture of what's happening here.
Yeah?
I suspect we're gonna need all of the keys for the final door. And I suspect because we took door number 3 and screwed everybody else, the game became impossible to win somehow, and that's why Zero just killed us all. I don't know the details exactly. I think we're gonna find out more, but I think we legitimately did something like game breaking, and Zero's just like, all right, I'm just gonna go kill them all because they can't win now or something. So
What you get for cheating, I guess.
yeah,
The Earth key that Lotus just gave me. And the Saturn key card that Lotus said was in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, I suppose we didn't go through the kitchen in this route, so she had to be the one to give it to us instead, because we went through door 5 first.
yeah.
Junpei tucked the new keys into his pocket. June spoke up.
The Jupiter key is supposed to be for the door at the end of that long straight hallway, right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
If the map's right, then it connects to the central staircase. Then, next to the stairs,
Wait!
They were the first words anyone had heard out of Clover in quite some time. Her face suggested they weren't going to be very happy words.
What about door 3?
look, you saw the map, right? It's the same as 7 and 8. It just lead us back to the big hospital room. There's no point to seeing what's on the other side of that door.
Yeah, nothing at all.
There is a point. At least there is for me.
There were tears in her eyes, but she glared at 7 as hard as she could just the same. She looked very much like a frightened puppy. There wasn't a man alive who could have resisted those eyes. 7 looked everywhere in the room except at Clover and muttered and coughed apologies under his breath.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Snake
Yeah.
might be on the other side of door 3.
Wow, he's actually apologetic. That's crazy.
Yeah, let's hope he's not, giblets.
Yeah, I kind of like him.
The next person to speak was Ace.
Very well. I'll be coming with you then. I've had a nice long rest. I think it's time I was up and about again. So 7, you'll help me, won't you?
Huh? Me?
Junpei did the calculations quickly in his head. 1, 4, and 7 would be 12, which has a digital root of 3. Looked like 7 was doing them too. At last he gave up.
Damn. Well, I guess that's how it's gotta be. So I'm going with you, huh?
Yep.
Yes, you are.
All right, let's get moving.
And so it was decided that Clover, Ace, and 7 would discover what lay beyond door 3.
Okay, we're heading out.
Be careful.
Whoa. Didn't think I'd be hearing that from you, Lotus.
I also did not think that.
Don't let it go to your head. I'd be in trouble if the 3 of you bought it. The rest of us can't open the 9 door.
Okay, yeah, that sounds more accurate for her.
Ah, the truth comes out.
7 nodded as if this answer made much more sense and pulled the lever on the red.
Okay, we're off.
The door opened and Ace, Clover, and 7 jumped through it. 6, 7, 8.
All right, start counting. Start counting. It's time to count.
After exactly 9 seconds, the door closed noisily.
All right, we should get moving too.
Huh?
Get moving.
Where are we going?
Everyone except Lotus seemed rather confused.
Well, it would be a waste of time to just sit around, wouldn't it?
I actually agree with her for once.
I
Let me
do as
explain.
well.
Dot, dot,
Oh,
dot.
I get it. We're gonna see if we can get anywhere interesting with the Jupiter key.
Yes. If we're lucky, we might find Snake.
Mm-hmm. They were at the end of the long hallway divided by individual hospital rooms.
And here's the Jupiter symbol on the keyhole.
All right, Junpei, open it if you please.
Yes, ma'am.
On it.
Yes,
Junpei pulled
ma'am.
the Jupiter key out of his pocket and slid it into the keyhole. He twisted. With a nice sharp click, he felt the door unlock. Junpei sucked in a breath, held it, and opened the door as quietly as he could. What a nice, clean, dead body-free staircase we found. Inside was exactly what he expected to see from the map of the ship's interior. They were in a tremendous hall, almost like a ballroom, with a massive central staircase.
Great, back to the beginning. You sure this is a good idea?
No.
What do you mean?
Well, we already searched every inch of this room, didn't we? I'm asking you if there's any reason we came back here.
Well, we have some extra keys now. That probably makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Of course there's a reason. Man, sometimes I can't tell if you're smart or just lucky.
Damn.
Huh?
this.
Junpei pulled two things out of his pockets.
The Saturn key card. And the Earth key? I'm lost.
Santa cocked his head to one side like an inquisitive bird and looked at them. After several long moments during which it became apparent that Santa had no idea what the cards meant, June took pity on him.
Don't you remember, Santa? On C deck, where we are now. There
Don't
was
you
a
remember,
big elevator
Santa?
behind the stairs, remember?
I sat on your lap and asked for a bicycle and a pony, and you didn't bring me either. Actually, all I got was a pack of cigarettes, and they were
Jeez.
for Mommy.
What?
She didn't even give them to me. Don't you remember, Santa?
And thus, June's emotional trauma of her youth was completely laid out for everyone to see. And suddenly it made
And-
so much more sense how she turned out the way she did.
And became Zero.
And next to the elevator, there was a card reader with the
Everyone's
Saturn
zero.
symbol
That's
on
the
it.
actual plot twist. They're all zero.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh my gosh.
And on A deck, on the door to the left, there was a keyhole with the Earth symbol on it, I think.
Yeah.
So the two keys that Jumpy has?
Should let us use the elevator and the door on A deck. Huh.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. June smiled, pleased with herself. So did Santa.
All right, I got it. Let's get started then. What do you say we split into two teams? Lotus and I will search the Earth one, so you two can search Saturn, all right?
Yeah, sure.
Sounds good. Then you guys should take this key.
Junpei handed the Earth key to Santa. They decided that their initial search should be brief.
We have no idea what's on the other side of these. So don't go too far. Just search for 10 minutes and come back.
Glenn decided the two teams split it up. Junpei and June headed for the elevators.
There's a card reader next to the left elevator.
Then let's try out the Saturn key card.
A light on the upper left corner blinked to life.
Great! It looks like it's working now.
All right, now how do I call the elevator?
There was a single button to the right of the elevator door.
Oh, it only has the upside down triangle on it.
I guess there's no up button. Well, we may as well try pushing this one.
The upside down triangle, as opposed to saying, oh, well, the fact that it's bolded does make you wonder.
You mean like a down button?
Yeah, but like, he bolded, like, the game bolded the text for upside down triangle, which makes you wonder if there's a reason she referred to it that way as opposed to a down button.
I mean, they've bolded many phrases and words before.
That's true. Probably doesn't mean anything. You're right.
The door slid shut and they heard the grinding of the motor as the elevator car moved down. Ooh, looks like an Iron Maiden.
It opened! Look, Jumpy!
Look with your special eyes. June's voice was excited, but Junpei could hear a tinge of anxiety.
Sweet! It opened! Let's get going.
He grinned at June and stepped toward the open door. As he was about to set foot in it, he felt a hand on his arm.
Wait!
What?
I'm not really, I just, oh gosh.
Junpei was at something of a loss. What could she possibly be so frightened of?
I have no idea. At this
Which-
point,
You know, which do you think she'd be more concerned about?
the first one, obviously.
Yeah, naturally. That's
Yeah.
way more concerning.
Yeah.
After a little thought, Junpei decided that she had to be nervous about being locked up in such a small space alone with a boy.
Well, we will be all alone in here.
In a way, it was kinda cute. Very demure, you could say, he thought. Still, even though it wasn't exactly roomy in the elevator, they weren't going to be pressed up against one another. At least they didn't have to be. Still, it was making her nervous. Junpei couldn't help but think how innocent she was.
Jumpy?
Oh my god.
Huh? Oh, nothing. It's not important. Come on, let's go.
Again, he stepped toward the elevator. And again, he felt himself restrained.
I said wait a minute.
Why?
Aren't you afraid, Jumpy?
Afraid of what?
Well, I've never... You know.
It's your first time?
Oh god. What is happening?
She'd never been in an elevator with a man alone before?
Hey, baby, you never been in an elevator before with a man?
Oh no.
Because
Even
this elevator
so,
is
she
going
seemed
up, if you know what I'm
awfully
saying.
alone.
I might... get wet.
Surely
What?
there's some sort of misunderstanding.
Hey.
What?
Down there. I'd get soaking wet.
I'm, okay.
Well, I mean, of course
This-
you would. That's the way it works.
Oh no!
Oh my
Oh no!
I mean, I've never heard of anyone getting soaking wet somewhere else.
What?
That's true.
What is happening? I hate the translators. You know what?
You don't mind
Mind what?
getting wet?
You know.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd probably, like it.
What? Oh no.
What is that?
Jumpy, you're so brave.
I hate this. I hate this. This joke is going on way too long. This is so bad.
Really? I mean, I kind of think any guy would do the same thing, you know?
What happens, happens, right? I mean, if you get the chance, you just gotta go for it. That's what a man is supposed to do. I guess.
Wow. Junpei, you're so cool.
What is happening? This is. I mean, they're obviously having two completely different conversations here, but okay.
Yeah.
Just.
You're so cool, Jumpy. I really admire you.
Oh my god.
That doesn't really seem like the sort of thing you ought to admire someone for.
I'm really scared.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you've never done it before.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
You're still going.
Yes.
I,
So, I don't think I'll be able to last very long. And then it'll be over.
oh my.
What?
It just keeps going.
Over?
Yes. I'll go to heaven.
Heaven?
It feels kind of like you're floating in space, and your mind gets all fuzzy, like when you pass out. At least that's what I've heard from people who have experienced it.
Ah, yes, I've heard that too.
Yeah, me too. Totally.
Although I don't think the same thing happens to guys.
What?
Huh?
But it would happen to men too, wouldn't it? It would happen to anyone.
Yeah.
Once it gets into your body, the same thing happens to everyone.
What is? Okay, I'm done. I can't. She's just going into weird. June is weird territory again.
Well, I mean, usually it doesn't go inside the man. I mean, generally.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Well, eventually it will. It's not like you really have a choice. Your body will force you to swallow some of it. Eventually.
I'm dead. I am just dead right now.
Did you remember this?
Yes, and I'm still dead.
What are you trying to do to me?
Nothing. I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm just saying that that's what happens. It's a psychological reaction to what you're experiencing.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. And it's only natural. That's what's natural for living beings. Perhaps he'd been mistaken all these years.
Oh my god.
It's still going. Had he misunderstood life so gravely? The thought terrified him. June seemed to be entirely oblivious to Junpei's mounting confusion and terror.
I know most men probably have larger lungs, but even then, I don't think you could hold your breath for 20 or even 10 minutes. Eventually, you'd have to breathe, and then the water would get into your lungs. Once that happens, your body won't be able to get oxygen anymore, and you'll start to feel that floaty feeling as you pass out.
Yep. That just happened.
Huh.
Okay.
For what it's worth, I am very glad you
I-
chose the first option there.
I mean, it was the only option. There wasn't a second option. What are you
Yeah,
talking
right.
about?
Oh.
What an idiot! What an idiot!
Yeah, what an
Oh, that is
absolute
some maniacal
moron.
laughter.
Finally, Junpei understood. He understood what June was trying to say and why she was so scared.
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't last very long.
See?
She was afraid that the only elevator button pointed down. That meant, of course, that the elevator couldn't go any higher than the floor they were on. As he thought about it, Junpei realized he hadn't seen elevators on the A or B decks near the central staircase. All of which meant that the elevator could only convey them to the lower decks.
Come to think of it, the lower floor, D deck, is completely underwater. An elevator heading to a submerged floor. That is pretty scary.
Hey, wait a minute. This elevator came up from somewhere under us, right?
Well, yes, I guess it did. It didn't open right away after you pressed the button. There was a motor noise like it was moving, and then it opened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, take a look inside.
Junpei jerked his head toward the interior of the elevator.
It's not wet at all, is it? The walls and even the floor are totally dry.
Yep, not
Hey,
wet at
you
all.
know,
No wet
Then
here.
that's why you listen, kids, this is why foreplay is important.
Oof.
The walls and the floor are totally dry. If it's totally dry, listen, that's when foreplay. And oh, we're talking about the elevator now.
Yeah, what else
Yeah.
would we have been talking about the last 10 minutes?
Oh, you're right. They are.
She looked around the elevator slightly embarrassed.
Well, let's test it.
Tested.
Yeah, watch this. Now, I'll just put one foot inside the elevator and look over at the buttons. Oh, there's only two. E and C. Alright, I'll push E.
I guess this one goes to E deck then. He pushed the E button and jumped out of the elevator. Although this game has been trying to tell me what E and C actually mean like at least 50 times, so...
What do they actually mean?
Enter and clear, obviously. This is actually just a
Oh.
number pad. The door slid shut and they heard the grinding of the motor as the elevator car moved down.
I think I can hear it opening on E deck.
You have really good ears, June.
Okay, that's done. Now I'll just press the button again.
A few moments later, the elevator returned. Still dry.
Yep, not a single drop of water to be seen. See?
Junpei couldn't resist puffing out his chest just a little bit. June, however, still looked confused.
What does that mean? How can E deck be safe if the D deck is full of water?
Well, here's what I think. The elevator shaft and E deck must be watertight and separated from wherever the ship's been punctured. Here, let me show you.
Oh boy, is it diagram time? He pulled out his notebook and pen and sketched out a rough illustration.
I see.
The rough is
So is that why the ship
definitely
hasn't
correct.
sunk? The shape of the inside keeps it all from filling with water?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Junpei continued talking as he
That makes
closed
sense
the
to me.
notebook and slipped it back into his pocket.
So I'm gonna go down and check it out. You stay here, all right?
But
Come on, just do it, all right?
He gave June's shoulder a reassuring squeeze, then hopped onto the elevator. He pushed the E button and the door began to close. June looked worried, her eyes darting back and forth as if she was trying to make a decision when suddenly,
I'm coming with you.
Huh?
at the last possible moment, June dashed forward, turning sideways just in time to slip through the gap between the closing doors.
Hey, wait!
Junpei jammed
Yeah.
his finger against the open button, but it was too late. And now they're alone in an elevator together. Gosh, what a
Crap,
precarious
it closed.
situation.
And going down to someplace very, very wet, if you know what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's flooded.
Well, supposedly not.
Well, guess we're about to find out.
The door had shut, he and June were in the elevator, and it was headed down to the E deck. He was so surprised by June that he didn't even have time to think about what awaited him on the E deck.
I can't just let you go alone, you know.
Ah, jeez.
Ah, geez, yeah, I tell ya. The elevator stopped and the door slid open. They tentatively stepped out and looked around.
It looks normal.
No fish going about their fishy business or jellyfish floating lazily through the water. There was, however, a blowfish, or at least something that looked very much like one. June's cheeks were puffed out and her mouth a tiny, intense frown.
She's counting.
Oh, she's holding her breath, man.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh,
let's-
knock it off. It's just like I thought. This part hasn't flooded. Come on, just look around. There's no water here.
Yeah.
June looked around nervously, then exhaled.
You're right. It's not flooded at all.
See?
Yeah.
But there's a whole lot of water.
Yeah, right on top of us.
Mildly terrifying.
What's gonna happen if the ceiling breaks?
Junpei thought about that for a moment.
Well, we'd probably get really wet up there.
Oh, jeez. No.
Huh?
At any rate, we should probably go back as soon as we can, once we're done looking around down here.
Yeah.
Lotus and Santa
Sure.
might already be back.
Yeah, they kind of wasted a lot of time, having some fun in front of the elevator.
Okay,
Having
good
an
idea.
interesting conversation. That elevator door
Now
waited
then.
open for a very long time.
Yeah, no elevator I know would ever do that.
Nope.
Junpei glanced around the room they'd found themselves in. The first thing he noticed was a set of thick iron bars. They ran the length of the room, separating the left elevator from the right one.
Iron bars. Well, we can't go over there.
Right.
Then maybe...
In the corner of the room that housed the elevators, Junpei found an opening.
Well,
He walked up to it and stuck his head around the corner.
it looks like there's a long straight hallway down this way.
Oh, look at that wacky little number in the middle.
Something's written on the door at the end. Wait, is that...
Let's check.
Junpei and June set off down the hallway at a brisk clip, somewhere between a run and a jog. Before long, they found themselves in front of the door. On it was a number written in bright red paint. 6. Ooh, 6. Ooh.
I knew it!
We finally found it.
The number 6 door.
And it's so much more thin and
It's not a very
smaller. You know
impressive
what?
door, is it?
It's not a very impressive door. The girth is a little, underwhelming.
It's got some good height, though.
It has, it's kind of. I would say it's like average,
Yeah,
but
that's fine. Nothing wrong with average.
This is a numbered door!
And indeed, there was a red bolted next to the wall.
But we can't do anything with only the two of us.
Not that you would anyway, right?
We better head back and let everyone know.
Yes.
Junpei and June turned and headed back to C deck.
Wait, what's this?
On their way back, Junpei noticed a map on the wall.
Is this the map for E-Deck?
I'm sure it is.
I should take it with me.
I'm sure it's very helpful.
Huh, so you guys found door 1.
Oh, look at that. They'd met back up with Santa and Lotus, who had explained what they'd found. Apparently, there was another numbered door on A deck, just like the one on E deck, beyond the door that Earth Key opened. According to Santa and Lotus, there was a 1 on the door.
So now we've located 2 new doors, the 6 door and the 1 door.
You know, it is interesting that E-Deck wasn't flooded.
Lotus was quiet for a moment, lost in thought.
Well, we don't really know if all of E-Deck is safe. We only checked the area around the elevator.
Yeah, even so, it's still very interesting.
You said the 6th door was there, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Then that means Zoro
Yes.
planned all this out, even the sinking.
Well, yeah, he blew it up at the start. I'm sure that was a part of his plan.
That would have meant some pretty serious remodeling of the ship's interior.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah. I wonder how long it took. I can't even imagine how much it must have cost.
It would have been a ton, that's for sure.
Well, that does go along with what Ace was saying. The most reasonable explanation would be that this was done by some organization with access to a whole lot of cash.
Wish I had a whole lot of cash.
Yes, it does make sense.
you don't. must be a tragic life being such a plebeian. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
just
glad I
kidding.
live to a higher quality of life than other
Right, right.
people in this phone call.
Wait a minute.
That
Hey,
thought
wait.
made them all go quiet for a moment.
Hey, wait. He meant that. He wasn't even joking. Ugh.
June bit her lip while Lotus sighed softly to herself, and Santa cracked a stiff neck and stared off into the distance at nothing.
Yeah?
I don't think it's a very good idea to stay here.
June looked up at Junpei with large, pleading eyes.
Yeah, you're right. Ace and his team might be back already.
Well, Junpei and I should be able to open door 1.
But why would you do that?
Huh? You guys leaving me behind?
Yeah, well, the math does check out, but,
Just kidding.
yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, let's go.
Lotus's words were all the impetus they needed. Back to the large hospital room they went. The moment they stepped inside, a tremendous voice echoed across the room.
Hey! Where the hell did you guys go?
Spelunking. It was 7.
7?
They don't look too happy. Ace was right behind him, and Clover was behind
Did they go to
Ace.
door 3?
Yeah, they did. Although she seemed to be hanging back. But you forget
What's
that already?
wrong?
That was like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I mean, they're. I want to know how they react differently this time.
Well, you're gonna find
It-
out next
If-
time.
What?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
There's no way you're doing that to me.
Yeah,
There's no way you're doing
I
that to
need time to
them.
breathe after that elevator scene absolutely sent me.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I agree.
That being said, next time you're probably gonna have to choose which door you want to go to, so get to thinking on that. Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah, no, we're going out with a sneeze. Sorry, that just kind of came out of nowhere. My bad. Nice little sneeze to end the episode on, you know?